guys, my name is Shirley and welcome back to my channel where it's all about helping you achieve your goals. Now in today's video I am going to be doing a keyboard comparison video. The keyboards that we're going to be comparing in today's video are these two. So we've got the Apple Magic keyboard and we've got the Logitech MX Keys. These keyboards are essentially pretty much going to be going neck to neck in a boxing match to see who's going to come out at the top. So essentially we've got 9 rounds in this boxing match, and essentially whichever keyboard has the most number of points by the end of this video becomes the winner. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so category number 1, when it comes to price, these keyboards are quite pricey. So if we are going to be looking at the Apple Magic keyboard, this one, this space gray version, retails on the Apple website for 219 Australian dollars. The silver version retails at 179 AUD, while the Logitech MX Keys comes in at $199 with 95 cents. So I guess there's no real clear winner, because if we're looking at the black or the dark version, then the Logitech Keys wins over the space gray of the Apple Magic keyboard. But then if we're going to be looking at the silver one, then the Apple one wins. So for that reason, we're going to have to give 1 point to each of the teams. Now, when we're looking at aesthetics, I feel like the keyboard that's a clear winner is the Apple Magic keyboard. Like, guys, I feel like when it comes to design, Apple just absolutely nails it. Now, with that being said, the Logitech keys, they're beautiful. Like, I feel like it's a really nice keyboard, looks amazing and stuff like that. But if I had to put these side by side, I feel like aesthetically, the Apple Magic keyboard has to win. The only time when it comes to aesthetics that I feel like the MX Keys win is when the backlight is on. At nighttime, with the backlight on, this looks really good. Also, we're gonna remember that Apple keyboard has 2 options of color, so you can either opt for the space gray or the silver/white version, whereas Logitech doesn't give you that option for having different colors. So for that reason, I have to give a point to Apple. Now, moving on to the unboxing and setup experience, I feel like, again, Apple's unboxing experience, it's like none other. Everything was just seamless. What Apple has done across all its devices, if we look at the MacBook, if we look at the iPad, it almost feels like the unboxing experience is part of the purchase experience. Like, you never rush an Apple unboxing, you take it slow, you really savor every moment. So I feel like when it comes to unboxing Apple won. Logitech, I kind of didn't enjoy the unboxing experience as much. I felt like things were a bit clanky, there was a box within a box, and for me it just wasn't as elegant or as pleasurable as the Apple experience. Now, when we look at the actual user setup experience, when I was setting up the Magic keyboard to my MacBook Pro, everything was seamless. It was pretty much a click of a button. When it did come time to set up my Apple Magic keyboard with my work laptop, which runs on Windows, it wasn't as easy to set up, because we all know this, Apple talks to Apple, but Apple doesn't really talk that well to Windows devices. And then when we go to Logitech, setting it up, for me, it just wasn't as pleasurable. Again, it's not like it was tedious or it was a struggle, but if I had to put side by side, I feel like Apple won this. If we are going to talk about keyboards, we obviously have to talk about typing experience, because essentially that's what you get a keyboard for, to type. And I must say, I didn't enjoy the typing experience on the Apple Magic keyboard as much as I thought I would. I found myself making so many typos and so many errors with this keyboard. These keys have quite little travel. They don't have as much travel as the Logitech keys, so maybe that's another reason. I feel like the Logitech keys win in terms of typing experience, because the keyboard has almost these like little holes in them which help with accuracy, because your fingers almost kind of like locked into that key, so that way you're not making as many typos. And the texture of the keyboard itself, I don't know what it is. It's like a carbon, I don't know what texture it is, but it just feels softer and it feels nicer typing on this keyboard as compared to the Apple Magic keyboard. And I love the travel on the Logitech keys. I feel like it's just got the right amount. It's not too much, it's not too little, it's just the perfect amount. So when it comes to typing experience, typing speed, typing accuracy, key travel and things like that, I feel like the Logitech keys have to win. What we also have to talk about is cross-device functionality. With my desk setup essentially works with a docking system. So if I move across a bit, so at the moment I've got my personal laptop docked in, but when I am working from home, I just switch out this laptop and then I dock in my work laptop. So essentially the whole setup is the same. I'm still using the same screen, I'm using the same mouse and everything. So with my setup, I essentially have a docking system. So what I found was, so let me just move back in position. So what I found was with the Apple Magic Keyboard, every time I'd have to switch whichever laptop is docked in, I had to go to Bluetooth settings and reconnect. When you're working from home on a daily basis and when you're constantly switching across two different laptops, that just becomes such a strain and that causes so much friction. And personally, I didn't have time for that. With the Logitech keys, you can set up to 3 devices at the same time with this keyboard. So for me, what I've got, number 1 is my personal laptop, number 2 is my work laptop, and number 3 is my iPad. Essentially, when I'm docking a new laptop in or whatever, I don't have to go into Bluetooth settings or like reconfigure anything. Now, when we're talking about charging a battery life, I feel like these guys are quite similar. So Apple, when I went on their website, it says it can last about a month or more. With Logitech, Logitech claims that if you're not using the backlight feature, you can go up to 5 months without charging this keyboard, but if you are using the backlight feature, you can go up to 10 days. So 10 days is a bit disappointing, but I found I go more than 10 days. I don't turn on the backlight during the day, but then at night time I'll turn on the backlight feature, but I still feel like battery life is really good. When it comes to charging ports, the Apple Magic Keyboard charges right here and it charges through lightning cable, whereas the MX Keys charge through USB-C. And for me, I am all for a world of USB-C. Like, I feel like this is 2020, we should not be using lightning, we should not be using anything else but USB-C. So just the fact that MX Keys use USB-C is a winner for me. Now, when it comes to category number 7, we're going to be looking at portability. I wouldn't say any of these keyboards would be my top keyboard picks for portability. If I was to compare, I would definitely say the Apple Magic Keyboard is more portable. Guys, this keyboard is light as hell. The Logitech keys, I would argue it weighs more than double the Magic Keyboard. So when it comes to portability, if I had to pick between the two, definitely going with Apple just because it's a lot more lightweight. And now when it comes to sound and noise and typing experience, I feel like these keyboards are relatively quite quiet. I couldn't figure out which one is more quiet. I'll play a sample here of what each keyboard sounds like and maybe you can pick up which one's a bit more loud. I feel like it has the same amount of noise. So for me, just because the sound is pretty much equal, I have to give a point to each. The next feature that we're going to be comparing against is the backlight feature. And I was so disappointed in Apple with this. Like, I feel like it's 2020. I am paying upwards of $200 for a keyboard and there is no backlight feature. For me, that is disappointing, Apple. You cannot charge that price and not have a backlight feature in 2020. For me, that's just, it's disappointing. Logitech does have a backlight feature and it's quite good. So when it comes to backlight, I have to give the point to Logitech. And honestly, backlight features really does make a difference, especially like when you're working at nighttime. I've noticed that backlight features works really good. All right, now the last and final category, which is going to determine whether Logitech comes up as the winner or if we're going to call it a draw, is software. Logitech has essentially this amazing feature where you can download their software and customize the keyboard. So there are a lot of buttons, for instance, right here, and you can essentially customize what each of these buttons do. So when you press this, that can be a screenshot. Yeah, it just essentially allows you to customize what different keys on the keyboard can do. I personally haven't found I can do that with the Apple Magic Keyboard. Maybe I can, maybe I haven't experimented enough with it, but I feel like the software that comes with the Logitech keys is much more advanced and it allows you to customize things much more than the Apple Magic Keyboard, which means that overall the winner for today is Logitech with 7 points and Apple with 5 points. As you can see throughout the video, it was quite neck and neck along the way. Overall, I feel like these are both amazing keyboards, but for me personally, what I have found has worked best for me is the Logitech MX Keys. And the main reason, if I had to pick the top 2 reasons for why I opted for the Logitech Keys, is one, that multi-device functionality and the typing experience. The typing experience on the Logitech Keys, guys, is just second to none. So yeah, overall, those are my thoughts. If you guys have any other keyboards that you love, make sure you comment them down below. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe and you turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. And remember to dream big and hustle hard. I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.